Hello, welcome to Love's Vintage World. Welcome to an Agatha Christie haul. I'm sure you know Agatha Christie is my favourite author. I love her so much, and I've been buying some more Agatha Christie stuff recently. Did I need it? No. I've read all of Agatha Christie's works that she wrote as Agatha Christie, some of which a few times, some of which I'm into double figures on the rereads. So yeah, I have a problem. But I, as I said, have been buying some stuff recently and thought I would share it with you, so why not? I'm going to start with a couple of audiobook CDs that I picked up recently. So starting off, I picked up the audio CD of Murder on the Orient Express. This is read by David Suchet. Very exciting. It's got loads of CDs in here. I think, is it six? Yeah, 6 CDs. Very excited to reread this. This was actually where I started with Agatha Christie, Murder on the Orient Express. Probably not the best place to start really, in terms of Poirot, but certainly in terms of just generally, if you want to start Agatha Christie, why not start with one of her best? It is fantastic. I do really love Murder on the Orient Express, and very happy to have the audio CD in my collection. I listen to audio CDs sometimes at home, but mostly when I'm in the car, so happy to have that in my collection. And the cover of this actually matches the cover of Murder on the Orient Express that I have, like the paperback version, so that's nice. The other audiobook CD that I picked up recently was Agatha Christie's Miss Marple's Final Cases. This was read by numerous amount of people, including Joan Hickson, who of course did play Miss Marple, so that's excited. This one has 4 CDs, and there are several different short stories, including Greenshaw's Folly, which Greenshaw's Folly is a really good one, and actually they adapted it for the screen when ITV had the rights to Agatha Christie, and Julia Mackenzie played Miss Marple, and she was the Miss Marple in Greenshaw's Folly. So I got 2 audiobooks to add to my Christie collection. I did also pick up a couple of DVDs recently. So I picked up Partners in Crime. This stars David Walliams and Jessica Raine. Now, this came out on TV a few years ago. I watched it, I thought it was okay, but I wasn't the biggest fan of it. But time has gone on and I haven't rewatched it since, and I was in the mood to rewatch it to see if I still felt the same way about it, and I do. However, this does come with kind of bonus features in which they spoke about it, and the way in which they wanted to make it. They said it's kind of like Agatha Christie meets Indiana Jones, so it has that kind of comedy effect, and I think that's the bit that I don't like about it. I don't like the fact that it's adding comedy elements into it, because I think Agatha Christie does comedy so well. Like, it's weird that it's comedic anyway, and there's weird that there's funny moments in Agatha Christie anyway, because it's such a harrowing subject. You know, we're talking quite often of murder, so it's strange to have that anyway, but then to have it and then have it almost like forced upon you, it's a bit, I mean, it's okay. It is okay. They only did 2 episodes. They did The Secret Adversary, which is the first book of the Tom and Tuppence, and then they did N or M, which is another kind of less kind of cozy crime, and more action-packed stuff. But yeah, I'm glad to have it in my collection anyway, even though I'm not the biggest fan of it. And then I also bought, and it's still in its cellophane, so it's very shiny, Agatha Christie, 100 Years of Poirot and Miss Marple. I watched this, really enjoyed it, and when I saw it was out on DVD, I had to get myself a copy. And then on to the books, starting with Murder on the Orient Express. Oh, another one. This is a facsimile copy. Now, they sadly have stopped making the facsimile editions. They're harder to get hold of. So this is what it would have looked like when the book first came out. And you can still buy the first editions. They're very, very expensive if you manage to get your hands on them. But then they brought out these facsimiles for years, and now they've stopped making them. And it's quite a shame, but that does mean that the price of these has gone up quite considerably, and so whenever I see one at a reasonable price, I get it. I didn't own this one, so I got it. Then I picked up a copy of Mrs. Mcgintys Dead by Agatha Christie. Myself and Julie run Christy Fest. Christy Fest is something that me and Julie run together, and we pick an Agatha Christie book each month of the year, and then we read it for a week, and then we do a discussion about it over on Discord, and I write out some questions and everyone chips in their answers like a proper book club, and then it's kind of a free-for-all of just bookish chat, essentially. And so I wanted to get a new copy of Mrs. Mcgintys Dead because, okay, I already own 2 copies of Mrs. Mcgintys Dead, right? One is a hardcover that I'm not the biggest fan of, to be honest. It just doesn't please me. And the other edition that I have is a beautiful paperback copy of. However, I think it was the 3rd time I read from that copy, like the pages fell out, like properly fell out. And so I was like, okay, not going to read from that one anymore. And so I wanted to get myself a new copy. The copy that was advertised online was not this copy, but this is what arrived. I don't mind this edition. It's a Fontana. I like the Fontanas, they're nice, but I wanted a specific edition and it's got on my nerves. So I'm still on the hunt for that specific edition, but I am happy to have this. I do think it is nice. Just shame it's not what I wanted. Oh. Speaking of Fontana editions, I did pick up a few because there were some in the charity shop and they were like 75p each or whatever, so I had to get them. Starting off with 5 Little Pigs. This, along with Sad Cypress, are my favourite Agatha Christie Poirot books, so I had to get it. I thought it was lovely. I really like the touch of like the canvas and stuff and the nursery rhyme and it all kind of coming together. I really liked that. So of course had to get your favourites. And then they also had Postern of Fate. This is a Tommy and Tuppence. This is actually the last one, and I actually quite enjoy this. I know some people aren't the biggest fan, but I actually thought it was quite good. And then I got the 13 Problems. 13 Problems is Agatha Christie, Miss Marple short stories. So happy to have this in my collection. Then I have a new copy of Third Girl. This is the edition that I wanted, and these are the editions that I want to start collecting. I think it's lovely. I really like it. Third Girl is not a favourite book of mine. I've read it, I don't know if I've only read it once or maybe I've read it twice, I can't remember, but I wasn't the biggest fan, but I like to give it another go, and because I want to give it another go, I thought I'll give it a new go in a new edition, and I think this one's really nice in the phone box. These editions are by HarperCollins, which are what my ones are, my little paperbacks, but these ones came before, so these are like the issue before the ones that I have, but as you know, the ones that I have, the pages fall out, so as much as I love them, bit impractical. So yeah, starting to collect editions of Agatha Christie's books that hopefully pages won't fall out of. And these ones I just think look lovely. I just really like the cover. I'm not going to be collecting all of them, but I will just be collecting them here and there when I see them, and of, you know, certain books that I want to get my hands on, so my favourites and things like that. Although I say my favourites, that 5 Little Pigs that I just showed you, I think that's my 5th copy of 5 Little Pigs, so probably don't need that one, but yeah, the ones that I think have really nice covers I definitely want to get my hands on. Then from a charity shop I picked up Murder is Easy. This is a standalone. The ITV, when they had the rights to Agatha Christie, they did adapt it from Miss Marple with Julia Mackenzie as Miss Marple. I do like the standalone book, I think it's good. This edition I collect, so these are the editions that I used to collect of Agatha Christie, but I didn't have this one. I had this one in a different edition. I have a lot of Agatha Christie's, but the ones that I had were mass market paperback size, so the size of this book, and then they changed them to make them bigger, like a standard size paperback, which is fine, but it does kind of mean that some of my books are this size and some of mine are that's this size, but it's fine. It's okay. But happy to have it in my collection, and it cost me less than £2, and it, to be honest, it looks like it's been unread, so shame. Then from a charity shop for 50p, so I couldn't leave it, I have this. This is 1920s Agatha Christie, Volume 2, and this contains The Man in the Brown Suit, The Secret Chimney, and Poirot Investigates. Poirot Investigates is a collection of short stories, so lots of different here. And for 50p, I couldn't leave it because I thought the cover was just awesome. Love it, and I particularly loved the Poirot I think he looks so cool. And last but not least, I think I have left the best to last, and that is this beautiful edition of The Body in the Library, of course by Agatha Christie. This is from 1960, and what I love about this edition is, so we have our victim on the front cover being strangled, and that was what happened. They were strangled. The hands are coming in, but then we've got the books in the library. I love it. I love it. I saw it online and I thought, oh, there's no way that I'll get that. Everyone will want to get that. And no one else bid for it, so I got it. And I got it for a really, really good price as well. So super, super happy with it. And yeah, I think I'm just going to stare at it forever because I just love it so much. It's awesome. So there we have it. That is my Agatha Christie haul of books, audiobooks and DVDs. I should stop buying Agatha Christie stuff now. Will I? Probably not. So let me know that you've enjoyed this haul by giving this video a thumbs up and chat to me in the comments. As always, I do really enjoy talking to you. And that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Take care, and I shall see you soon for the next one. Bye for now.